Eisenstein was a pioneer in the use of montage, especially in filmmaking. Working with Kuleshov, they created a strong argument that montage was the essence of cinema. These two film theorists used articles and books to express their feelings about the use of montage in films. For example, Eisenstein's film form and the film sense was used to express the significance of montage in more detail. All of his writings soon became a big impact on subsequent filmmakers. It was said that Eisenstein once thought that a collision of shots could potentially be used to manipulate the thoughts of the audience and create more of an impact throughout films. Both Kuleshov and Eisenstein weren't just making montage, but they were writing about it, theorizing it, and sharing their ideas with others. They were deeply impressed by the parallel editing they found in D.W. Griffith's films, particularly Intolerance of 1916. Eisenstein himself stated, "All that is best in the Soviet film has its origins in tolerance." Even big production companies such as Pixar have used this idea in some of their films too. A good example of this is the popular animated film Up. Carl and Ellie are childhood sweethearts, and Pixar chose to use a montage to show them going through life together, getting married, creating their dream home, and even going on outings. It even shows them when they are ill in hospital and even having to look after each other. This proves that even though Eisenstein passed many years ago, his thoughts and ideas still influence filmmakers throughout the world. When comparing an episode of a popular American sitcom Friends to a Nike advert, I noticed there is a very vast difference between the two. Friends contains a lot of conversation, meaning there is takes that are very long without any cuts. This shows the audience a connection between the actors and lowers the intensity of the scene. In the Nike advert, on the other hand, it's full of fast cuts and there is a lot of information being shown in a short amount of time. This makes the intensity higher as the audience have to take in more information than usual. This sometimes isn't a good thing because the audience can get too distracted by other things and miss out on some of the important information being shown. When trying to fit a lot of information into a short clip, it can be a good idea though because it increases the pace and force of the information being shown. It is commonly known that the transitions used to connect these montage visuals are either dissolves or fades. Back in 1896, George Méliès created the dissolve by using double exposure when shooting his shots. Known as the father of special effects, he used his techniques to create his very famous film, The Trip to the Moon, in which he starred in. Without the creation of these special effects, montages like the ones specified earlier would not be able to run smoothly between shots. Thanks to Méliès, today we are able to use a lot of different transitions to help our productions flow a lot more. Over the years, the techniques have developed and now easier to access and use than it was for Méliès when he first invented it. With the experience I have incorporated all of these techniques to create a music video to a higher standard. By using Kuleshov's theory, I was able to come up with basic feelings felt in the song. This helped when it came to thinking about the final ideas for our video. With some basic ideas in my head, I came up with more detailed ideas to help portray the feeling the audience felt when listening to the song. Linking into Eisenstein's quote, "A collision of shots could potentially be used to manipulate the thoughts of the audience," we used our audience feedback to help us decide which one of our ideas would be the best to portray the emotions and feelings felt in the song. In the post-production process, I will use all the transitions that were created by Méliès back in 1896. At the point that Eisenstein was creating his films, if the visuals were not cut right in the production process, he had to physically cut up the film and put it back together in the correct place. Nowadays, there is a popular technology called Final Cut Pro, which allows a range of different people to use different techniques in their work, whether they are amateur or experienced filmmakers. By using montage throughout our film, we thought that we would be able to show from different angles the emotions being felt by the actors and also in the song.